Hello dearly beloved, welcome to this Q&A session. I'm here to share a short message which is coming across for you at this point of time. अभी आपके मन में आपके माइंड में बहुत कुछ चल रहा है. It feels like it's too much. Energy feels like it's too much, and even your head space might be feeling like there is a lot of jumbledness going on. You cannot make sense out of things that you are seeing, or you cannot make sense out of the things that are going inside of your mind. Also, the head space and the heart space seems to be tangled up, so there's a lot of confusion. The heaviness that you feel is a result of the disconnect from your head and your heart, from consciousness and your energy, right? So there is this lag, there is this disbalance, and thus it is causing you this heaviness that you feel, right? So because the message that was coming across was quietness. You need to find that space of stillness, that time of calmness within yourself, so that you can reconnect, realign with your highest truth, that you are all and everything is one, and to come to towards the understanding that your path is unfolding. As you move ahead, as you take the next steps forward, your path unfolds itself. You don't need to have everything figured out right here, right now, right? So the heaviness, the seriousness that you feel right now is because there's a disconnect from your mind and your body, from your consciousness and your energy. There's a disconnect from probably your masculine as well. You might be feeling like this distance that you feel, okay, I don't want this journey, I don't want anything to do with it, right? So you're running away from what is, right? You're running away from the actuality of the matter. And thus you are being invited to be more silent, right? To allow more stillness. The more silent that you are, the more clearly that you see, right? So silence or moments of quietude are going to bring clarity to your own mind. So please find that time for yourself, wherein even if it's just for 5 to 10 minutes, find a peaceful corner, or if there is no peaceful corner, put up some headphones and allow a few moments of silence, right? Put the phone away, put the book away, put the task at hand away, and just find that time for yourself where you can just regroup, realign, and recalibrate. All right. uh, See, the reason why it's so difficult at this point of time is that you're consuming all of this time. You're just like taking, consuming, try to grasp the information, forgetting that inherent information is already present within you. It's placed within you by divine, by God. All right. So there is the eternal field. There is a quantum field, also known as the Buddha field, which you can connect to at any given point of time. It's already made available to you. Think of it as the Ethernet. All right. It's already made available to you, to connect with. It's waiting for you to connect with it so that it can relay information, so that it can relay light codes down to you. But we get so caught up in the consumption of information that we see around, and most of it is half baked, right? Most of it is coming from people who might not understand the gravity and not understand the concept wholly, and thus it leaves us confused as well. Right? So it is only in the moments of quietness, in the moments of peace and silence, that your inquiry also gets power. All right, the questions that you have within, when are they going to get answered, right? So when you reconnect with the guru which is placed within, you start deriving the clarity, you start deriving the answers as well, you start deriving the next step forward. What is it that you need to do now? And the path unfolds. The path unfolds quite clearly in front of you, right? Even when you don't know what is to come exactly, you are at peace. You are at peace because you know that it is all unfolding perfectly in front of you. There has to be ground in silence, right? You need to be in touch with your physical, with your physical vessel, with your body, so that you can welcome all of these beautiful energies that we are receiving at this point of time, and that itself helps you to anchor these energies into earth as well. Otherwise, if you're just simply caught up in the mind, it's a mind game that you're constantly playing, right? Totally disconnected from your body, right? Totally disconnected from your own feminine essence. What is the feminine? Feminine is energy. Feminine is this physical manifestation of your spirit, isn't it? It's your intuition, it's your oracle, right? The feminine is life giving, it's love giving, right? It's all inclusive, it's compassion, right? So in order to remember your own feminine essence, it's very important for you to reconnect with your body at this point of time. And also this overwhelm which is coming up right now, some of you might be feeling quite directionless, like there is nothing to work for, there's nothing more to do in life, right? Some of you might be feeling that directionless, that is happening because there is a redirection which is taking place for you. So please trust this. Please trust this time of vacuum that you are experiencing. You are in the void as of now, right? Think of it when the train is changing tracks, right? The tracks are realigning right now for you, right? So that you can move towards your intended soul path, soul purpose, right? So give yourself some time, be patient for yourself, and in the meantime rediscover yourself, rediscover all of the things that truly bring you joy, that bring an interest in you. Most of the people I've heard, like they are right now talking about how mundane or how disinteresting life has become, right? So why is that happening? That is happening because you are completely cut off from your nature, your true divine nature, and also the physical nature in reality that we experience, right? So visit nature. Visiting nature, places of nature, it might be a garden, it might be a nursery, it might be a flower shop, it might be a tree, it might be anything, any place in nature which you can visit to find that joy, find that interest, find that childlike wonder and spark again. You're disconnected from nature and hence you feel directionless, hence you feel uninterested from what life is bringing forward, because life in itself, every second, it is filled with so much happening. it's like you blink and you miss, right? There's a beautiful cloud that is flying in the sky, particular shape, right? Beautiful rays of the sun, or smiling flowers, right? Or a small child which might be near you, right? It's playing. So life is constantly bringing forward this newness, this essence of newness, right? देवी जो है वो हर दिन आती हैं, जैसे सनराइज है, सनसेट है, so it's a new garment, it's a new garb that she's wearing, right? She's putting on a show every day for you. Who else? It's you experiencing this reality, isn't it? In your consciousness, everything seems to appear, right? So it is all happening for you, right? But we fail to notice, we miss it, isn't it? And we are too caught up in our heads, we miss it. So आपसे कहा जा रहा है कि plan, prioritize and execute. राइट अगर आपको पर्पसलेसनेस लग रहा है या डायरेक्शनलेसनेस लग रहा है, अनइंटरेस्टेड लग रहा है लाइफ में, सब कुछ बोरिंग हो गया है, कुछ भी नहीं हो रहा है, राइट? मैस्कुलिन की तरफ से भी कुछ नहीं आ रहा है, और यू फीलिंग दैट डिस्कनेक्ट फ्रॉम योर मैस्कुलिन इज वेल, दैट इज हैपनिंग बिकॉज राइट नाउ यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड वेयर योर पाथ इज, राइट? यू नीड टू रिकनेक्ट विथ नेचर इटसेल्फ. विजिट नेचर. 1 दिन 2 दिन 3 दिन आप करिए, आप देखिए, नोटिस व्हाट हैपन्स विद इन यू. Notice the change which is coming in within you. Okay, are you feeling lightness? Are you feeling relief from pain? Are you feeling relief from physical pain? Right? Is the plainness, is the boringness of your life changing? Right? So are you finding interest? Are you finding curiosity come back to you? Do you feel called to dance? Do you feel called to write? Do you feel called to sing? Do you feel called to create something new? Right? Because it's very important to remember that nature also carries codes. Alright? So ascension codes, काफ़ी सारे ascension codes जो हैं, जो nature hold करता है. There's an innate wisdom that nature carries, right? Which we tend to forget. Alright? अपने mundane routine में हम भूल जाते हैं, हम reconnect नहीं कर पाते हैं. So आपसे कहा जा रहा है कि you need to right now go forth step by step. Right? Take one step forward. At least take the first step forward. Right? And when you take that first step forward, the path appears. Like I mentioned, the path is going to unfold itself, right? You need to hold more focus, patience and determination for your journey, right? Most of us right now might be feeling, I don't want this journey. I wish this never happened. But guess what? That is not going to change. That is not going to change the fact that you are on this path, isn't it? Because you chose it on a higher level. You already chose this path. You chose this obstacle, this very person, this very journey. You chose it, right? You chose it for a reason, because you were meant to experience certain things, right? And they are coming to you. Have faith in that, have trust in that, have belief in that. That is how you hold hope within, right? You hold hope in God that everything is moving perfectly. Everything that you need, everything that you desire to receive, to experience in this life is coming to you, right? In one form or the other. It's already happening, right? So you are being asked to reconnect with life, reconnect with nature at this point of time, and move your body a little bit. I for sure am receiving that guidance that I need to be moving my body now. It may be in the form of exercise, maybe in the form of yoga, it may be in the form of walk or joining the gym again, whatever works for you, right? But you're being asked to move your body so that you can facilitate this process of letting go, shedding old stuck energy, dense energy, and welcome this new light, new plasma light, which is coming down to you, right? So this is the message that was coming across for you. Memory is very much affected. I don't remember so many things, and I mentioned this today in the story. I mentioned this very reel in which there's this lady, she's asking AI, right? So this very fact, not in a human way, but consciousness forgot itself, right? So it's a process of remembering. It's you remembering who you are, right? So the reason why memory is affected, it's a huge blessing on the spiritual path. Many of us experience great periods of memory lapse, right? Now, why is that happening? On a spiritual level, that happens because you constantly thinking about the past. You constantly thinking about a past event, about a past behavior that certain person held towards you, certain things that they said or did, or certain tragedies that happened within you. There might be certain losses that you experienced. It might be in the form of money, it might be in the form of life, right? So there are certain losses or this negativity on the whole that you experienced in your past. We keep on thinking about it and we start lowering our emotional state. We think about it. ऐसा हुआ तो आप नोटिस करिए आपके इमोशंस को क्या होता है. एकदम से हैवी हो जाएंगे, एकदम से भारी हो जाएंगे. आपको लगेगा कि ऐसा दोबारा तो नहीं हो जाएगा मेरे साथ में. डर आ जाएगा, राइट? एंग्जाइटी आ जाएगी फ्यूचर को लेके, राइट? अगर वो रिलेशनशिप्स को लेके पेन है तो आपको लगेगा क्या मैं अकेली रह जाऊंगी, या क्या मेरे साथ ही फिर से होगा अगर मैं किसी और को चांस दिया, या मेरे मैस्कुलिन सामने आए तो मैंने उनको दोबारा चांस दिया तो ये कहीं दोबारा तो स्टोरी रिपीट नहीं हो जाएगी, राइट? तो क्या ये फियर और पेन आपको देता है, राइट? तो मेमोरी आपकी अभी इस वक्त लैप्स इसीलिए हो रही है. देयर इज़ अ ह्यूज ब्लेसिंग फ्रॉम द यूनिवर्स सो दैट यू कैन क्रिएट अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ गैप फ्रॉम योर पास्ट, so that you can cut off from your past. जब पास्ट याद ही नहीं रहेगा तो आपको कहा जा रहा है प्रेजेंट में रहे. आपको लाया जा रहा है प्रेजेंस में, डिलिबरेटली लाया जा रहा है. आपको छोटी छोटी बातें आपको भूल रहे होंगे कि क्या खाया था, क्या पहना था, किससे मिले थे, किससे बात हुई थी. छोटी छोटी बातें. आपको डेट नहीं याद रह रही होगी, राइट? या दिन नहीं याद रह रहा होगा कौन सा वार है, ठीक है? कई लोगों को साल नहीं याद रहना. दैट इज वाई इट्स सच अ ब्लर एज वेल आफ्टर कोविड. दिस इज अ कलेक्टिव एक्सपीरियंस, इजंट इट? ऐसा लगता है कि टाइम इतना जल्दी जल्दी स्पीड अप हो रहा है. 2025 भी आ गया. 5 साल हो गए कोविड को. 5 years since 13th of March. तो ये क्या है? ये कलेक्टिव एक्सपीरियंस है ताकि हम प्रेजेंस में आए, ताकि हम इस वक्त, इस मोमेंट, इस क्षण जो है अपनी लाइफ को अनफोल्ड होते हुए देखें, एक्सपीरियंस करें. क्योंकि यही मैजिक है. मैजिक यहाँ है, पास्ट में नहीं है, फ्यूचर में नहीं है, यही है. जो है यही है, राइट? व्हाटएवर वी हैव एज एन एक्सपीरियंस, इट इज मोस्ट फंडामेंटली मैजिकल इन द प्रेजेंट मोमेंट, राइट? सो दैट इज़ वाई मेमोरी इफेक्ट हो रही है. आप नहीं याद कर रहे हैं, टेम्पररीली है, राइट? बट इसका हायर पर्पस मैंने आपको बता दिया, सो दैट यू कैन कम टू प्रेजेंस, सो दैट यू कैन रिलीज एंड लेट गो ऑफ द पास्ट, राइट? एंड वेलकम द फ्यूचर विद ओपन आर्म्स. I'm getting this message again and again that it is all within you. So you are going to open yourself towards this experience as well. Healing hands, open yourself to this experience that everything is present within you. अभी तक तो आप सिर्फ सुनते आए हैं, रीड करते आए हैं, पर शायद एक्सपीरियंशियल लेवल पे आपको नहीं ये आभास हुआ है. तो you are going to be shown this experience and I'm really excited for you, right? That is why you are being shown this again and again, that everything is present within you. Example, I think it's March 10 when I also know it is 18th and 19th. Yes, so ये जो है आप पास्ट टाइमलाइन को आप पास्ट टाइमलाइन पे जिस पे आप चल रहे थे उससे आप शिफ्ट हो रहे हैं, तभी आपको डेट्स जो है आगे पीछे हो रही हैं, या आपको ऐसा भी महसूस हो रहा होगा कि टाइम बहुत स्लो चल रहा है, टाइम बहुत ही धीमी गति से आगे चल रहा है, आपको ऐसा लग रहा होगा, राइट? दैट इज़ बिकॉज यू आर लेटिंग गो ऑफ अ पास्ट टाइमलाइन दैट यू आर ऑन एंड यू शिफ्टिंग योर टाइमलाइन, राइट? सो ये जो मेमोरी लैग्स हो रहे हैं या ये टाइम डायलेशन जो आप एक्सपीरियंस कर रहे हैं, इट इज़ ऑल पार्ट ऑफ अ चूजिंग दैट यू डूइंग कॉन्शियसली, right? If you are choosing a positive state, automatically the reality around you, your experience around you is also going to shift, it's also going to change, right? Because you made a conscious choice, right? Remember that universe is neither a particle nor a wave. It all depends upon your observation, right? And what you want to experience in this lifetime, right? So yeah, so that is what is coming across for you. I'm really excited for you क्योंकि ये वननेस का या यूनिटी कॉन्शियसनेस जब आप एक्सपीरियंस करने लगते हैं तो ये बहुत ही एक डीप फिनोमिनल ओवरवेलमिंग एक्सपीरियंस होता है, राइट? समटाइम्स इट लीव्स यू स्पीचलेस. You get so surprised. It's like universe is going to surprise you so pleasantly that it feels warm in your heart space, in your anahat as well, right? So lovely. I'm really happy for you. Okay, so if you have any sort of question, any sort of mind that you might be having right now at this point of time, I was actually going to do something else right now, but I was almost on the verge of cancelling this live, but I was like, nee, let me just let me just flow with it, right? Come online because I'm needed here, and then let me just shift the schedule a little bit ahead. How did Saturn return impact its twin flames? We must understand the energy of the planets. Once you understand the energy each planet holds, it becomes quite easy, right? So what is the energy of Saturn? Energy of Saturn is that of a strict teacher. Saturn is a very strict task master. तो शनिदेव जो हैं वो डिसिप्लिन, हार्ड वर्क, कंसिस्टेंसी और ट्रूथफुल ऑनेस्टी की वैल्यूज़ जो हैं हमारे सामने लेकर आते हैं. तो कहीं ना कहीं जहाँ पे हम ये सारी चीज़ें फॉलो नहीं कर रहे हैं तो सैटर्न का जो इम्पैक्ट है वो हमारी लाइफ में नेगेटिवली अनफोल्ड होता है. और यदि हम ये सारी चीज़ें फॉलो कर रहे हैं, इफ़ वी आर मूविंग इन अ हार्मोनियस वे, meaning if you are not hurting the environment in any sort of way, if you are choosing your karma consciously, if you are choosing your actions in a very benevolent way, then of course the Saturnian energy is going to reward you, right? So it's basically the law of return. Saturn is nothing but law of return, right? That is why इसको कर्म के इष्ट भी बोलते हैं, क्योंकि we are called to check our own actions, right? Now when Saturn goes in return, it is that energy turned inwards. So you have to check yourself. You have to come into this self judgment energy कि पास्ट में कहाँ पे मैंने गलत काम किया, कहाँ झूठ बोला, कहाँ पे खुद के लिए स्टैंड नहीं लिया, कहाँ पे दूसरे को हानि पहुँचाई, या सेल्फिश बिहेवियर में रहे, या अपने एडिक्शंस में रहे, कंज्यूमिंग नॉन वेज, कंज्यूमिंग थिंग्स दैट आर एक्चुअली not in the highest energy of for your own physical form. तो ये सारी चीज़ें जो हैं, इसका जब हम रिव्यू लेते हैं तो उसको सैटर्न रिटर्न एनर्जी कही जाती है. अब ट्विन फ्लेम्स के इशू में जो भी हमारे कर्मास जुड़े हुए थे अपने पास्ट पार्टनर्स के साथ में, या अपने पेरेंट्स के साथ में, सिबलिंग्स के साथ में, फ्रेंड्स हो गए, बॉसेस हो गए, एक्वेंटेंसेस हो गए, जहाँ पे नेगेटिव कर्मा से आप अटैच थे किसी व्यक्ति से आपकी लाइफ में, वो कार्मिक साइकिल जो है वो क्लोज होने जा रही है. अब वो क्लोज कैसे होगी? क्यों? क्योंकि आप वो लेसन जब आप सीख लेंगे तो वो कार्मिक साइकिल क्लोज हो जाएगी, इजंट इट? बट वो कार्मिक साइकिल क्लोज तब होगी जब आप लेसन सीखेंगे. और लेसन कब सीखेंगे? जब आप अंतर्मुखी होंगे, जब उसके ऊपर जो आप अध्ययन करेंगे कि कहाँ पे मुझे सीखने की ज़रूरत है, कहाँ पे मुझे अपने अंदर चेंज लाने की ज़रूरत है, अपने स्वभाव में, अपनी सोच में, या अपने कर्म में कहाँ पे मुझे रेक्टिफिकेशन लाने की ज़रूरत है. सो Saturn return is nothing but a rectifying energy which will help you close in your karmic cycles, right? So of course for twin flames as well, this will be hugely propelling forward. And I don't want to sound very cliche, but yes, karmic cycles are closing in a very huge way, in a very fundamental way this year itself. All right, for some of you, for very few of you, karmic cycles might not have been closing in, even though you are wanting them to shut. Okay, बट अभी तक क्लोज इसीलिए नहीं हुई है, डिले इसलिए हुआ है अभी तक. ये मैस्कुलिन के साथ हो सकता है, आपके साथ भी हो सकता है. ऐसा नहीं है कि आपके मैस्कुलिन आपसे प्रेम नहीं करते हैं, या आपको रिकॉग्नाइज नहीं करते हैं, आपको वैल्यू नहीं करते हैं, राइट? ट्रस्ट मी, यू नो, आई माई सेल्फ आई एम कमिंग फ्रॉम द प्लेस वेर इन इट आई नो द इंटेंसिटी दैट वन फील्स when it comes to karmic cycles, right? तो कार्मिक साइकिल क्लोज करनी है, ऐसा पता भी है कि क्लोज होने ही वाला है, होगा ही, यू नो, यूनियन इज बाउंड टू हैपन. बट फिर भी क्यों नहीं हो रहा है, या कहाँ बात अटक रही है? तो डिले इसलिए आ रहा है. दिस इज पार्ट ऑफ द डिवाइन प्लान एज वेल, बिकॉज वी नीड टू स्लो डाउन अ लिटिल बिट. वी नीड टू बिकम अ लिटिल बिट मोर सेंसिटिव, अ लिटिल बिट मोर इंट्रोस्पेक्टिव अबाउट वेयर वी स्टैंड, एंड कहाँ पे हमें अपने एक्शन में फ़र्क लाने की ज़रूरत है. कभी कभार क्या होता है कि अंतर्मुखी तो हम हैं, बट व्हेन इट कम्स टू द एक्सटर्नल, जब हम शायद जहाँ पे हमें स्टैंड लेना है खुद के लिए, हम स्टैंड नहीं ले पाते हैं. जहाँ पे हमें थोड़ा सा एग्रेशन लाना है अपने अंदर, हम नहीं ला पाते हैं, हम मेलो डाउन हो जाते हैं, या डर जाते हैं, चुप हो जाते हैं, रिट्रीट कर जाते हैं, राइट? कहाँ पे हमें डिसाइड करने की ज़रूरत है, कहाँ पे हमें एक्ट करने की ज़रूरत है, स्पीक आउट करने की ज़रूरत है, यहाँ पे हम चेंजेस लाते हैं, तो सिचुएशन जो है वो अपने आप रियलाइन हो जाती है, बिकॉज द लेसन इज लर्नड. If you have seen my stories today, I came across this message in the morning as well, right? अभी तक जो आपका learning lesson रहा है, now you have to learn how to do the opposite as well, right? So that is how we bring in the harmonizing effect. It's us welcoming the masculine as well, right? Being in our own feminine energy is not enough, right? Welcoming the masculine aspect as well. वो inner union जो है, inner marriage, sacred alchemical marriage जो है masculine और feminine के बीच में, उसको लाना बहुत ज़रूरी है अभी इस वक्त. As soon as that happens, you fully go ahead on your path, on your twin flame journey, right? तो जब तक ये इनर यूनियन नहीं आता है, तब तक आपकी जो कार्मिक साइकिल है वो भी क्लोज इन नहीं होगी, राइट? बट हैव ट्रस्ट, हैव फेथ, बी पेशेंट विद इट. डिले भी इसलिए हो रहा है ताकि आप पेशेंस को एम्ब्रेस करें अभी इस वक्त, right? To allow things to unfold naturally and organically rather than pushing, forcing, controlling things in a certain way. But I know that this year 2025 is very important for all twin flames, because we are closing out karmic cycles in a very major way, right? तो आपको पता ही है, जब आपकी कार्मिक साइकिल क्लोज होगी तो ऑफ कोर्स आपके जो मैस्कुलिन है उनकी भी कार्मिक साइकिल साथ ही साथ जो है वो क्लोजर में आएगी, राइट? 7:30 both coming in for me. Lots of twin flames experiencing this. I know 2 more twin flames who are experiencing 7:30 and उनकी कार्मिक साइकिल जो है क्लोज होने वाली है within the next couple of months. Right, so this is good. This is you finally coming out of this very intense Saturnian workshop with lots of wisdom, lots of knowing, right? Lots of rectifications. Yeah, Anukriti is asking, if someone is lying to you, what are they mirroring when I'm true towards people and self? Yes, you are true, and सी कहीं ना कहीं शायद हो सकता है आप खुद से झूठ बोल रहे हो, खुद से लाई कर रहे हो. ज़रूरी नहीं है कि जैसा आपको दिखाया जा रहा है आप भी वैसा ही कर रहे हैं. इट इज़ एनर्जी दैट इज़ प्रॉबली इंटरनलाइज्ड, राइट. तो हो सकता है आप सेल्फ सैबोटाज में हो, राइट, या आपका सबकॉन्शियस आपके अगेंस्ट काम कर रहा हो अभी, राइट. तो झूठ जब सामने आता है तो दिस इज़ अ कॉल फॉर यू टू साइड विथ ट्रूथ here on moving forward, right. Be as honest with yourself as possible, be as honest with others as possible, right. Yes, Shiny, yes, please go ahead. Anukriti is asking, how can we identify that karmic cycle is ending? That challenge takes care of itself, right. What is a karmic cycle? Karmic cycle is nothing but a pattern that keeps on repeating itself, right. मान लीजिए आपका और आपकी मदर के बीच में जो रिलेशनशिप है बहुत स्ट्रेन्ड है, बहुत ही स्ट्रेसफुल है, बहुत ज़्यादा ईगो इन्वॉल्व है, या बहुत सारी टिक टिक है उसमें, बहुत सारे आर्ग्यूमेंट्स होते रहते हैं. देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ फ्रिक्शन इन दैट बॉन्ड, राइट. सो वाई इज़ दैट हैपनिंग? बिकॉज सामने वाला चेंज नहीं हो रहा है, आप चाह रहे हैं वो चेंज हो जाए, और आप भी कोशिश कर रहे हैं चेंज होने की, बट ना आप चेंज हो पा रहे हैं ना वो चेंज हो पा रहे हैं, ठीक है. तो द साइकिल गोज ऑन रिपीटिंग इटसेल्फ, right. But when you welcome a higher way of seeing things, when you welcome higher compassion or forgiveness or acceptance, when you let go of the resistance within you, you will immediately experience that सामने वाले के स्वभाव में भी चेंज आ गया. इट्स अ वेरी पॉजिटिव शिफ्ट दैट टेक्स प्लेस, राइट. क्यों? क्योंकि आपने लेट गो कर दिया, आपने वो एक्सपेक्टेशन या वो कंट्रोलिंग जो टेंडेंसी थी उनके तरफ, या एक जो नेगेटिव एनर्जी जो आप होल्ड कर रहे थे उनके लिए, नेगेटिव थॉट था जो आप होल्ड कर रहे थे उनके अगेंस्ट, वो आपने लेट गो कर दिया, रिलीज कर दिया, राइट. सो व्हाट विल हैपन एज अ रिजल्ट? शी वुड स्टार्ट अंडरस्टैंडिंग यू, शी वुड स्टार्ट showering her love, her attention on you, right. And as a result आप दोनों का जो relationship है, it would start becoming more and more harmonious, more and more peaceful, more and more loving, right. So this is a very small example of karmic cycles ending, right. It's a pattern that you have closed in, right. Why? Because you have stepped out of the karmic loop. कामिक लूप क्या होता है? मैं हेट दूँ तुम भी हेट दो, मैं हेट दूँ तुम भी हेट दो, तुम मुझे हेट दो मैं तुम्हें और हेट दूँ. तो वो इट कीप्स ऑन रिपीटिंग, राइट. बट यू डोंट लाइक इट, you don't like it deep down within, because the soul just wants to experience peace. The soul is here to love, right. The soul is here to understand, right. It is here to be in its coherence. हार्ट माइंड कोहेरेंस इसी को बोलते हैं ना. जो आपके दिमाग में वो आप बोल रहे हैं, जो आप फील कर रहे हैं वही आप सोच रहे हैं, जो आप सोच रहे हैं वही आप फील कर रहे हैं, वही आप बोल रहे हैं, ठीक है. तो जैसे आप हार्ट माइंड कोहेरेंस में आ जाते हैं, अपनी एक्सेप्टिंग एनर्जी में, फॉरगिवनेस में आ जाते हैं, यू वांट टू क्लोज इन दैट कार्मिक लूप, व्हेन यू स्टेप आउट ऑफ द रिएक्शन, व्हेन यू स्टार्ट रिस्पॉन्डिंग टू द सिचुएशन, दैट्स व्हेन द कार्मिक साइकिल एंड्स, राइट. Okay, Shine is asking, as a child, a lot of things happened to me, whether it is intense physical abuse, emotional abuse, or harsh judgments from relatives and family, and I couldn't protect myself from it, and I have the guilt that I think I have broken my own trust. I cannot trust myself that I couldn't protect myself. So now my inner child is revengeful, and that I am attached to being safe. Yes, so Shiny, I can understand how you might be feeling at this point of time. It's that intense volcanic sort of an energy which is coming up within you, which is actually your inner teenager. Your inner teenager is the energy which is a little bit greater in maturity than your inner child. Your inner child is full of innocence, joy, just wants to have fun, wants to experience life, it's curious and bubbly, right? But the teenager has now started to understand relationships and dynamics, right? And it knows its way around. तो अब क्या होता है कि This is a very challenging part of your own spiritual path, and we all go through it because now we understand that everything that happened to us as a child, it was unfair. It was the line was crossed. There was a lot of unfairness. There was the inability of the elders around you to protect you, right? But now you're taking on the responsibility for yourself. You're understanding that everything that happened within my past could have been avoided, since since मुझे ही नहीं पता था, मैं ही naive थी, so I only allowed, right? But what is happening here, Shiny, is that you become heavy on yourself when you take in that level of accountability. Yes, spirituality is about taking the accountability, but it's also about being realistic. ठीक है? तो being realistic is being understanding that आपने अपनी full mental capacity अप्लाई करी थी उस टाइम, उस एज में, जब उस टाइम आपके साथ में ये सब हो रहा था. यू डिड योर बेस्ट अकॉर्डिंग टू योर अंडरस्टैंडिंग, अकॉर्डिंग टू योर ओन लेवल ऑफ मेच्योरिटी. You did not know this healing path back then. You do not know that this is all unfairness that is happening to you. कहीं ना कहीं आपको आभास भी होगा, बट हम शायद पूरी तरीके से अपनी सिचुएशन को नहीं समझते थे, right? But you did your best. In spite of everything that was happening around you, you were holding on. You were managing, and you were very strong about it. You have been intensely, immensely brave about it. And you still are holding compassion for the wrongdoers, or for people who wronged you, who are unable to stand up for you, taking the responsibility on yourself. Isn't that beautiful? I cannot explain how beautiful that is, right? But at the same time, you need to be a little bit gentle on yourself at this point of time. ठीक है? Understand that, okay, everything happened in a certain way, so that I could come into my own higher understanding, so that I could become consciously aware of my spiritual path, so that I could align myself with my soul purpose, so that I could activate this knowing that I hold now within me, right? So thank your past. Instead of being heavy on yourself, thank your past, because it has brought you towards, my left ear is ringing, it has brought you, your guardians, your ancestors are also thanking you at this point. क्यों? क्योंकि अभी जो आप एक्शंस ले रहे हो, जैसे आप खुद को लीड कर रहे हो, इस सिचुएशन से बाहर निकल रहे हो, जैसे योर एंसेस्टर्स आर थैंकिंग यू बिकॉज दे वर अनेबल टू डू दैट, राइट? ये चीज़ें बहुत हैवी हो जाती हैं हमारे लिए, क्योंकि हम भूल जाते हैं कि इट्स नॉट जस्ट योर पेन दैट यू आर मैनेजिंग थ्रू, यू आर वर्किंग टू रिलीज पेन ऑफ योर एंसेस्टर्स, ऑफ your past so many generations. They were unable to stand up for themselves. They were unable to voice out what they want. They were unable to choose for themselves. They were unable to live their life freely, right? And you are doing that. You are doing that. So you must welcome the fact that जहाँ पे आपको इतने सारे चैलेंजेस मिले हैं, आपको इमेंस विजडम भी मिला है उनका, अपने एंसेस्टर्स की वो लविंग एनर्जी जो है, लविंग सपोर्ट जो है, वो भी मिल रही है, right? And that fire, that you're feeling, that volcanic fire that you feel within yourself, is of anger, is of unfairness, is of suppression, is of injustice, right? Persecution timelines, betrayal, discrimination, right? They were denied. You were also denied in the past. तो ये जो फायर जो है, जो इमेंस फायर जो आप फील कर रहे हो, सिर्फ आपकी नहीं है, वो आपसे पहले जितने भी आए थे, स्पेशली फ्रॉम योर फीमेल लिनिएज, आपके जो फीमेल एंसेस्टर्स हैं, वो आपके थ्रू जी रही हैं अभी, राइट? सो इट्स पार्ट ऑफ देयर एग्रेशन, देयर एंगर ऑल्सो, right? Isn't it beautiful? So I would urge you to channelize this anger energy in positive ways, to release it in positive ways, in a safe way. There's always a way to do that, right? You can bring in certain somatic exercises that can help you with it, or there are other therapy exercises as well that can help you work through this energy of anger. or you can channel it in your creative pursuits. It all depends upon you, how you work through it. But it's beautiful. It's really beautiful to read about this even, right? When you're mentioning this. Okay, Infinite Potential is asking, the what is inner union and what changes to be observed within us or in our connection? So inner union is you basically welcoming your own masculine. What is masculine? Masculine is हायर कॉन्शियसनेस, इज शिव, ठीक है। तो शिव तत्व जो है उससे जब आप अलाइन करते हैं, पहले तो आपने उसको सीख करना है, फिर बाद में जब सत्य जो है, जो आप एक्सपीरियंस करना चाह रहे हैं, जिसको आप सीख कर रहे हैं, वो आपके प्रत्यक्ष हो जाता है। जब प्रत्यक्ष हो जाता है, फिर उसके बाद में आपने उसको होल्ड करना है, उस ट्रूथ को, उस रियलाइजेशन को आपने होल्ड करना है, तभी उसको साधना बोलते हैं। साधना मतलब पकड़ के रखना, ठीक है। देन योर जर्नी ऑफ होल्डिंग द ट्रूथ, अलाइनिंग विद द ट्रूथ, विद द हाईएस्ट ट्रूथ, दैट बिगिंस, राइट। सो दैट हैपन्स ओनली आफ्टर एनलाइटमेंट। तो कई लोग बोलते हैं ना कि एनलाइटमेंट आपका लास्ट स्टेज है। एनलाइटमेंट इज एक्चुअली द फर्स्ट स्टेप। उसके बाद में जो है आपकी लाइफ जो है, आपका ट्रू स्पिरिचुअल पाथ जो है वो अनफोल्ड होता है, राइट। तो आपने उस ट्रूथ को पकड़ के रखना है, being one with it, understanding it at a very deep level and practicing it as well. These are all parts of masculine energy, right? अब इन दिस आप पूछोगे कि मेरा 3D मैस्कुलिन जो है वो कहाँ स्टैंड करता है, वो क्या कर रहे हैं, वो तो कुछ कर ही नहीं रहे, वो तो 3D में फंसे हुए हैं। वो 3D में फंसे हुए हैं क्योंकि आप भी 3D में कहीं ना कहीं उनकी तरफ देख रहे हैं, राइट। यू आर maybe wanting to know what is going there, wanting to know if they still love you, if it still matters, wanting to know if things are changing or not, and it is very natural. It is natural for you to do that. Don't hold that against you. But वहाँ पे आप अपने आप को लिमिट कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि आप एक्सटर्नल 3D में बार बार झांक के देख रहे हैं, ठीक है। तो जब आप वहाँ पे देख रहे हैं तो इसका मतलब क्या है, क्योंकि there is an energy within you which doesn't trust your masculine 100%. It wants to make sure that he's aligning with this journey as well. वो तो हो ही रहे हैं अगर आपने जर्नी को पकड़ ली तो आपके masculine तो पकड़ने ही वाले हैं, right? तो instead of peeping over there, being a peeping Tom, you are just trusting. You are laying faith in महादेव कि महादेव ने मुझे इस जर्नी पे लाके खड़ा किया है, इस पर्सन से मिलाया है। इट इज़ फॉर अ वेरी ग्रैंड रीजन, राइट। एंड आई एम लर्निंग टू ट्रस्ट दैट, आई एम लर्निंग टू होल्ड फेथ इन इट, एंड आई नो दैट वट एवर इज टू अनफोल्ड विल अनफोल्ड वेरी ब्यूटिफुली। महादेव ही लाके देंगे, राइट। मैंने अपना काम करना है बस। आई नीड टू डू माई ओन कर्म, आई नीड टू डू वॉट टू फिनिश द टास्क विच इज़ एट हैंड, राइट। एंड इवेंचुअली जो भी मेरे सामने आना होगा वो आ जाएगा। So this is you aligning with your own inner masculine energy. Inner masculine is all about conscious awareness. Inner masculine is nothing but your mental energies, your intellectual capacities, right? Understanding your Buddha nature, right? Being benevolent, being protective. In your 3D reality, you are being benevolent, you are protective, you are making the right choices, you are taking the correct actions that are required for the highest good of you and the people around you, people connected to you, right? Being of service, being of service to humanity as a whole, right? तो जब ये सब चीज़ें हो रही होती हैं तो ये सारी एनर्जीज क्या हैं, ये सारी पॉजिटिव लाइट मैस्कुलिन एनर्जीज हैं। फेमिनिन एनर्जी क्या है, डार्क है। If masculine is the conscious mind, feminine is the subconscious mind. It is the hidden, it is the unknown, it is the dark, right? Feminine also is represented by energy, universal energy, ठीक है। Love, compassion. When we come into the world, this energy takes form of love, compassion, again benevolence, again nurturing, right? Forgiveness हो गया, acceptance हो गया, receptivity रहती है feminine में। She is trusting what the universe, what God is bringing to her, isn't it? So it's a very trusting, it's a receptive energy that we all hold within us. So when we come into a harmonization within these two life flows, right, and we all are learning it, we all are learning how to master these inner masculine and feminine energies. This polarity that you hold within is nothing but an inner reflection of the dynamic that you hold with your physical masculine, right? So yeah, how do I resolve this trust issue? My trust issues are healing, but this is another big layer, right? So holding trust in your intuition. देखो पास्ट में शाइनी, इट्स अ वेरी हार्ड पिल टू स्वॉलो, बट पास्ट में जब ये सब चीज़ें आपके साथ में हो रही थी, कहीं ना कहीं आपके बॉडी को पता था गलत हो रहा है, कहीं ना कहीं आपकी एनर्जी को पता था गलत हो रहा है, दिस इज समथिंग ऑफ, कहीं ना कहीं आपके इंट्यूशन को पता था कि भाग जाए यहाँ से, गेट आउट ऑफ दिस रूम, गेट आउट ऑफ दिस हाउस, डू नॉट इंटरेक्ट विद दिस पर्सन, यू डोंट नीड टू ट्रैवल इन द सेम कार विद दिस पर्सन, राइट? कहीं ना कहीं वो अंदर से आवाज़ आई थी आपके अंदर, अगर आप थोड़ा सा सोचेंगे, याद करेंगे तो ये एनर्जी थी, बट हमने उसको सुना नहीं, हम अपने रैशनल माइंड में थे और हम ट्रस्टिंग में थे कि हाँ ठीक है यार, दिस इज़ सम फैमिली मेम्बर, दिस इज़ माई पेरेंट और दिस इज़ माई सिबलिंग, नथिंग रॉन्ग वुड हैपन, इट्स ओके, तो अल्टीमेटली क्या हुआ, आपको यहाँ पे लाके खड़ा किया है कि नाउ यू बिकम बॉडी कॉन्शियस, नॉट बॉडी कॉन्शियस इन अ रॉन्ग वे, in an insecure way, but body conscious in an enlightened way, being conscious about what your body is communicating with you, being conscious about your energy, what it is trying to communicate with you, being one with your intuition and following it to the T. तो जैसे जैसे आप ये करना स्टार्ट करेंगे, आपके अंदर आपका जो ट्रस्ट है वो रीप्लांट होगा, you're going to regain that trust within yourself, right, as you learn to navigate through your life by following, relying with your intuition. Intuition is going to say the craziest things, by the way. It is going to tell you the most random thing which wouldn't make any sense. तभी हमें से कई लोग जो हैं वो अपने इंट्यूशन को सही तरीके से जान ही नहीं पाते हैं, बिकॉज इट्स क्रेजी, इट्स लिटरली क्रेजी, फेमिनिन इज क्रेजी, ओके, बट जब तक हम उस इंट्यूशन को फॉलो नहीं करेंगे वो क्लैरिटी हमको नहीं मिल पाती है, और शायद कभी ना मिले, वो तभी मिलेगी जब हम उस इंट्यूशन को फॉलो करेंगे। धीरे धीरे आप एक स्टेप लीजिए, 2 स्टेप लीजिए, 3 स्टेप लीजिए, धीरे धीरे इंट्यूशन जो है इट स्टार्ट्स रेजिंग द स्टेक्स, लेट मी सी हाउ विलिंग यू आर टू जंप इनटू द एबाइस। सो इंट्यूशन चैलेंज करता है हमको बहुत, मतलब हमारे माइंड को तो बहुत अच्छी तरीके से चैलेंज करता है, राइट? तो जैसे धीरे धीरे आप फॉलो करेंगे, आपका वो जो ट्रस्ट है खुद पे वो भी रिज्यूमिनेट होगा, और यू आर ऑल्सो इन दिस प्रोसेस ऑफ रीइंस्टेटिंग योर ट्रस्ट इन डिवाइन एज वेल, राइट? गॉड के अंदर जो है वो भी आपका ट्रस्ट अभी धीरे धीरे फॉर्म होगा, राइट? एंड दैट दिस इज अ प्रोसेस ऑफ यू मूविंग आउट ऑफ betrayal timeline. There was a video that I made upon betrayal timeline. I'll make sure that I'll share it with you. It might help shed some light on what you're going through probably, but please know abhi ke liye that you are dissolving betrayal timeline, right? Yes, masculine is about being more assertive, right? Practical, logical, assertive. Yes, these are 3D qualities that the masculine holds. Yes. Shiny saying, hey, thank you so much, so beautiful. I could definitely channel it, and yes, I was very curious to read about it. The ancestors, super interesting. What are the ways in which we trust? What are the ways in which we must have betrayed ourselves in teenage years? Self betrayal कैसे होता है? So self betrayal is basically not understanding your own true capacity, potential, right? Constantly playing down, ठीक है? Not believing in yourself, not holding that confidence that you can achieve, ठीक है? अगर किसी ने आके बोल दिया, अगर मान लीजिए आपका एक सपना है आर्किटेक्ट बनने का, और कोई दूसरा बोल रहा है अरे तुमको तो पता ही नहीं, तुम तो एक लाइन ठीक से ड्रॉ नहीं कर सकते, तुम क्या आर्किटेक्ट बनोगे? ठीक है, या आपका तो मैथ्स बहुत ही वीक है, आप क्या ही आर्किटेक्ट बनोगे, तो यू स्टार्ट बिलीविंग ओ गॉड, ओ मे बी आई कांट डू इट. सी, सो दिस इज लाइक अ पार्ट ऑफ सेल्फ साबोटाज दैट टेक्स प्लेस. तो ये सेल्फ बीट्रियल हुआ ना, क्योंकि आपने खुद की इन्फिनिट कैपेसिटी पे विश्वास नहीं किया. उस टाइम आपको भी पता नहीं था, राइट, बट हम बातों में आ जाते हैं, दिमाग की बातों में आ जाते हैं, राइट. सो दैट इज हाउ सेल्फ बीट्रियल टेक्स प्लेस. ऑल्सो सेल्फ बीट्रियल ऑल्सो कम्स इन मेनी डिफरेंट फॉर्म्स, राइट. जैसे ये एग्जाम्पल मैंने करियर का दिया, इट कुड बी समथिंग टू डू विथ योर ओन वेट इश्यूज, फॉर एग्जाम्पल, और द वे दैट यू लुक फिजिकली, right. Self betrayal is probably wanting to be in a very healthy state, but not believing in yourself that you can do the exercise and come to that scale, come to that number, right. Not believing in yourself. Yes, I remember I constantly wanted to run away from home, just wanted to get out of home. I thought this was super constant, right. है ना, तो beautiful. This is also part of the process, right. So enjoy it. Okay, I love you so much. Take care, stay blessed, and I'll see you guys around.